This
And
conference
recording.
will now be recorded.
All right, everybody. So welcome to this week's Elite Business League or Mastermind call. Again, this week, my name is Don Latimore, and I'm just kind of flat excited. I will tell you, over the weekend, it was a bunch of us that went to this exciting women's empowerment event out here in the South Carolina area, and it was, man, it had to be at least probably about 3,000 people that attended the event. And man, we were just, dominating, lead generating all over the place, having people come up to our booth. I think we probably had over 600 leads that came our way just from that one event. So again, it was just kind of flat out incredible, and I'm excited about that. I'm excited about where we are, where we're going, all kind of stuff. All right, so again, hopefully everybody had an awesome week, and just looking forward to this last week in the month of September. If you know me at all, then you know that I always live for the last week of every single month, because that's go time. The last week, especially in sales, right? Whenever you're in sales, you're always thinking about how did you end the month off? How do you end strong, right? I used to have a manager that used to tell me, it was actually a senior manager, and that's when I was actually in the customer service realm. But there's a lot of sales that's involved with customer service too. But he always used to say, it's not really how you start, but it's really how you finish, right? And then what he was talking about was how you finish also accelerates to how you start. And so that's why I live so much for the end of the month, because it plays a vital role to how you're able to finish, but then how you start the next month off as well. So how do you accelerate things in a manner in which you have that forward progression? Okay. And so where am I going with this? Right? We're going into the fourth quarter. Okay. The fourth quarter in the year. And right now it's go time, right? You have so many agents that as you get into the month of October, they start to kick back, right? And that's where a lot of consumers out there that don't want to sell their homes, but they start to kick back, not really, do some stuff because they feel like, hey, the fourth quarter, a lot of people don't do anything. But I'll tell you, historically, we have sold a lot of homes in the fourth quarter, and that's what it's all about right now, as long as you have the right focus. So tonight, I'm going to talk to you all about a few things that's going to help you with that focus a little bit. So this way we can accelerate, and then we treat the fourth quarter kind of like we do at the end of every month. This way, as we go into 2020, you're even accelerating even that much more. So while everybody else is resting, we're actually putting our foot on the gas, and we're actually going. All right. I had another mentor who actually once said, you know what, during times of change, when everybody else slows down, I speed up. And so if you're thinking about this in this moment right now, right, things are changing, right? We're going into the fourth quarter. A lot of agents out there right now, they're changing the way they operate their business, because some of them may have made more money this year than what they've ever have. So they're changing the way they do business, right? So as they're slowing down, it's time for you to speed up. All right. So again, we're going to talk about a few things with that here this evening. All right. Let me start off with a few announcements here. So if you haven't seen, in Command, okay, so every state, as we are doing different things and migrating to our new platform in Command, if you are not paying attention, you will eventually be behind the eight ball, because there are certain systems that we're currently using that's shutting down. And some of them is happening actually by state, because Command is taking over. And Command, and I'll tell you, if y'all know my wife, Latoya, you know that she has been all over us and everybody that's on our team about putting in all of our contacts, all of our assistants, making sure that everybody that's in our database, that all that information is updated. This way, as we migrate over into Command fully, our business is set up, because we've been watching and paying attention to all the cues. So there's lots of different resources that are out there, and that will help you. And yeah, everything is not 100% right now. And everybody in Keller Williams International, they know that, right? But everybody's doing the best they can to help all the agents get in front of their business even that much more. It's coming. All right. It is coming, and states are migrating right now. But if you wait to start to transition your business, you could come to a point in which you won't have access to some vital information because you just thought that it wasn't going to be there. All right. So you want to make sure that from as far as command, that you're migrating your contacts over into command from eEdge. All right. And then from a pipeline management perspective, that you're starting to try and get used to managing your pipeline inside of command, because really it allows you to be able to do so. Remember, the command is going to be that single source. All right. So I wanted to make sure that I talked about that announcement. All right. And then also too reminded everybody some critical information about some of the available documents that we have that are available on the Elite Business League website. All right, so I'm going to pivot away from command and talk to you a little bit about, real quick, some of the available documents that are available on the Elite Business League website. Okay, so some of them I'll just go here real quick. All right, because again, everybody else is slowing down. It's time for us to be able to speed up. And so as we're speeding up, we got to know what some of the tools that are available. Now, there's all kind of tools that are out there. You can even make up your own. But in the event that you're stuck and you don't want to, you don't have the time to be able to make up something for yourself, that's fine, right? There's lots of different resources that are here that are available to you, right? Information about expired listings, information about for sale by owners. There's a complete guide to buying, selling, and investing in real estate. Utilize those tools to help you to be able to get more business. If you're just, winging it and you're not using the tools, then your results are going to actually be reflective of you just kind of winging it. All right. Remember, most of the things that we're dealing with in the real estate industry is attached to some kind of script. Use those tools like they are your script, because it's already pre-written for you. You can alter it however you want to, or use anything else if you have something that you feel is a little bit better. That's not a problem, but just make sure that you're utilizing something to help you to be able to accelerate your business. All right. So that's on, that is actually on the seller page. All right. So now I'm going to go over some information that's on the buyer university page. All right. Now, again, I'm not diving into this. We've done that on other calls. I'm just reminding everybody, because I get questions about this frequently, and people say, oh, that's right, I forgot, right? So the information on the buyers page, right? So if you're out there working with a bunch of buyers, you're going to open houses, you're doing your buyer consultations, all the stuff that we've been talking about in some of the previous weeks, utilize the tools that we have. All you have to do is just download this information. You click on the web, you click on one of these links here, it'll pull up some information, you download it, and now it's magically yours. There you go. All right. But again, if you have a tool or your market center, because I know we have people all over the place in the United States are on these calls. If your market center has something that is more customizable for your market center, or something that you've seen that's more even state specific, just utilize something that's an available tool that will help you to be able to get more business, or help you to be able to close more transactions. Remember, conversion is important. All right. And then lastly, what I wanted to, or actually a few more things, Marketing Extreme. Again, I'm highlighting some of these things real fast. If you're trying to figure out some of the tools and the marketing things that you need, that you can utilize to be able to build your business, whether if you're on the listing side or on the buyer side or both, here's a host of marketing tools that is at your disposal that you can take advantage of to help you to build your business. Remember, you're the CEO, the CFO, the COO, the CM, every C that you can think of, that is you. All right. Now, finally, what I wanted to talk about is that credit repair. All right. Again, all of these tools are on the Elite Business League website. Utilize those tools. All right. Now you're working with a buyer. The buyer can't get pre-qualified. What do you do? Well, because of they have challenged credit for one reason or another. Okay, great. Here you go. We have a credit repair division. All right. If you're not utilizing this one and you have another credit repair service that you are utilizing, you're a part of, utilize it at your disposal. But if you don't, here you go. Here's one that you can utilize right here. Make it a tool in your tool belt. All right. That you can utilize every single day. Remember, we're in the fourth quarter now. So things, and we've been talking about lots of things over the past, several months. So now it's really time to be able to put it all together, wrap it, up in a nice little bow, to where as you're operating your business, you're just going from one thing to another, no matter what happens as you're speaking or sending one of your clients through a pipeline. Guess what? You know exactly what to do with them because everything is already set up. You're utilizing the tools. Okay, if you have to call an audible, no big deal. You know exactly what you need to do. All right. So I talked about command real quick, high level. Talked about the available documents, just to remind everybody about that. All right. And now what I want to, just kind of highlight real quick before I go into really where tonight's topic really is. I want to make sure that everybody, again, we're going into that fourth quarter. So you're thinking about what is that kink in your chain? What do I mean? All right. So let me ask the question one more time. What is the kink in your personal chain when it comes to your business? All right. Think about that chain link, right? Or a chain that you have, right? And if you're going down the different links and something happens, well, there's a little kink in my chain, something's not right, right? So it's not a smooth process. All right. So everybody's kink in their chain may be a little bit different depending on who you are, the amount of time that you're able to work your business, when you work your business, the tools you're utilizing, your budget, whatever it is, right? Your expertise, what you know, what you don't know, right? So you've got to think about what is the kink that is in your personal chain and be honest with yourself. There's no way you're going to be able to go from point A to point B if you're not honest with where your point A is. All right. And so when I say what is your kink in your chain and you think through why, where's my business at? Why am I not closing 30, 40, 50 transactions in a year? Okay, let me think through that. Do I have a lead generation issue? All right. So if I have a lead generation issue, let me dissect that, right? Do I not have enough leads? Am I not targeting the right people? Am I just kind of trying to wing it every single day when it comes to lead generation? You got to understand what's the kink in your chain when it comes to lead generation, if that is it. And you go and start dissecting every piece of the puzzle when it comes to that. Is it lead follow-up? I'm honest with everybody. And one of the things that my team had an issue with, previously is our lead follow-up. And that's a constant battle, a constant struggle. So for us, it's not the number of leads that we get. It's your ability to be able to follow up with all those leads effectively to be able to convert them. All right. So is it lead follow-up? If that's what your issue is and that's the kink in your chain and because something's not right, your profits aren't quite what it is, to be honest with you, hey, man, there's no way that I can properly make any money and follow up with people if I'm, trying to call somebody 3 days later. Okay, then why is that? Why is it taking you so much time to follow up? Do I not have the right partners in place, to assist me? Am I working all day and I get a lead at 10 o'clock in the morning when I'm at work? I don't go to lunch until 12 or 12:30. So now it's 2.5 hours and now I'm chasing that lead again. That's an example of where lead follow-up may be an issue. So what do you do? All right. Am I, not, partnering up with an agent that might be able to help me out? It's better sometimes to get 50% than nothing. Right. But you have to be honest with what is the kink in your chain. Am I putting other things in front of my business for me to be able to follow up? Do I have the right systems in place, to capture people's information so I can follow up? That's different. And we've been talking about a lot of different nuggets, for the past several months, so you can kind of get your juices rolling so you can go ahead and figure out maybe your issue, your kink in your chain is in your pipeline management. Okay. So, I got all these leads, but they're all over the place. Nothing is really segmented properly, inside of eEdge. And now I'm moving over to Command and it's just a cluster, and I don't know, where anybody is, and so that's a pipeline management issue. So you can't follow up with anybody appropriately if you don't know where anybody really is, right? Or you have people who would be considered hot leads or those, top, 25 people that, are those referral people, but they're so hidden inside of your database, you don't even know where to go get them really fast, right? Maybe you don't have the right group set up, right? So again, if it's a pipeline management issue, okay, let be honest with yourself and figure out how can I improve in my pipeline management and go and attack it. And the answer may not be just at Keller Williams. Remember I said sometimes you got to go to Google University and see what a host of other agents are doing that may be similar to your, where you're at with your business and say, hey, I only have a few hours a week to do certain things. So this is what I was able to do. And now you incorporated that and now you're able to accelerate your results because you're stealing somebody else's ideas shamelessly. There's nothing wrong with that, as long as you're able to incorporate it. All right. Is it customer follow-up? Okay. Hey, I'm not following up with my customers. Great. Their experience is bad, so therefore they're not going to be, referring any business to me. Maybe it's vendor management. Maybe your vendors, you have some great vendors, but then you have some vendors that keep costing you money because how they're talking to your customers, or they're promising things, but they're under delivering every single time. If that's an issue and that's a kink in your chain, you've got to fix it. Remember, we're going into the fourth quarter. So in order for you to accelerate your results, you got to be, honest about what's going on. Or is it profit share? Okay, hey, you know what? I'm not building my business. I've been here all year. I've got nobody inside of my organization. I'm not coming out to any career seminars. I'm not really utilizing any of the sizzle video. I'm not doing any of that. If that's the kink of your chain and you're just trying to figure it out, be honest with it and say, well, what am I not doing? Am I not incorporating the 25% of my time to really focus on building my business, to, really kind of let that part take flight? Only you can be able to take a full assessment of your business and really be honest with it. Because, you can have somebody else do it, and, they can tell you, but it really has to really start with you. And what I just did was I went from start to finish. And I looked at all kind of aspects of someone's business that will really help them to be able to accelerate what their results were. All right. Me and Latoya, we were talking earlier. And as we were talking earlier, and I said, Toya, we've been able to achieve, lots of different things, this year, and we're going into the fourth quarter. This is great. Right. And then our conversation just kind of pivoted and said, but you know what, we really got to focus on this one key area, because if we really want to have a balanced scorecard, right? I used to have a mentor when I was working. He said, Don, it doesn't matter if you're really great in one thing if you don't really have a balanced scorecard. Because if you have a balanced scorecard, then that's just like you having a really good base or a structure. And he kind of talked about like it was a framework to a house, right? You have a base, right? So if you have a really good balanced scorecard, then as the market starts to shift, or as things start to, make some changes and adjust, in the industry, your scorecard is so balanced that it continues to keep growing because it's growing at a nice, steady pace, and nothing can really knock it off, right? So that's the stuff that I keep thinking about all the time, at least with our personal businesses. How do we continue to keep having a balanced scorecard between lead generation, lead follow-up, pipeline management, the customer experience, building on profit share? How do you continue to keep doing time blocking to make sure that we can keep all of these things happening, but happening all at one time? So I urge everybody to think about this. Have your plan. We got, a few more days left in the third quarter, right? And now you say, you know what, I'm going to end this one out strong, but this is how I'm going to make the fourth quarter count. This is really how I'm going to make the fourth quarter count. So you don't have a whole lot of time to be doing a whole lot of other stuff. You think about those areas, and I'm going to repeat it one more time and say, I'm lacking here, but this is what I'm going to do to accelerate those results, and really dissect it and get good at those few areas so you can build on it. So we said, what is it? Lead generation, lead follow-up, pipeline management, the customer experience, or profit share. Okay, because we want to make it to where you have so much momentum in the fourth quarter to where when we start 2020, you're accelerating when everybody else is still resting. Remember, in times of change, when everybody else slows down, it's time for you to speed up. So now in the fourth quarter, let's speed up so we gain the momentum to where, boom, 2020 comes around, you're going. I mean, you are really, really going. All right. So how do we do that? All right. So this is really the basis point. And I'm not going to go really, really deep into a lot of these things here tonight when I talk about the 10 core commitments. But I want to remind everybody, again, because this really complements everything that I was talking about when I say, where's the kink in your chain? All right. So I'm going to go back here to these 10 core commitments where I like to revisit. I look at these probably once or twice a week to make sure that I stay grounded on some of these things here. So remember, the 10 core commitments that we developed here on Elite Business League is the 10 fundamental things that you want to think about with your business that will help to drive your results, to help you to have that balanced scorecard that I was talking about before. So, like it says here, business leaders should commit to these 10 steps to build a real estate business that has ongoing momentum. There again, I talked about momentum, and achieve leverage. Again, it should be an ongoing momentum thing. All right, one, commit to running the elite business system. That's based off you being able to achieve leverage. Number two, commit to the daily 10-4 for sales volume. That's directly out of Ignite. All right. So if you're a full-time agent and you're not committed to the daily 10-4, and we all know what it is, right? If you're not committed to the daily 10-4, then that can be an issue. All right. As far as what a lead generation issue. If you're a part-time or dual career agent, such as like I was for a few years when I first started, are you following? I call it like a 5-4. Okay. Are you building for the next event? There's events that happen all the time, especially career seminars. Are you building for those events, on a continuous basis? If the answer to that question is no, there's your kink in your chain. All right. You've got to be building for the next event. Are you spending time on money making activities, or are you just spending your time on a bunch of busy work? I mean, it's easy for you to figure out, okay, where's my issue? Well, wait a minute. I spent 4 hours just getting up, fixing my office. Okay, well, you're not spending time on money making activities. You're busy. You're driving all around, but you ain't making any money, right? Okay, well, that's it. Or do I get every lead and I'm immediately sitting down? Here's the deal, and here's a big one that I was talking to some agent with earlier, right? Or a couple of days ago. So I said, well, wait a minute. So every lead that you get, you're immediately doing a buyer consultation. They said, yes. So I want to get in front of everybody. I said, how many people are you converting? I said, well, a lot of them are signing buyer consultations. I said, great. How many of them are approved after that? Most of them aren't even approved. Okay. How long is it taking you to do those buyer consultations? Oh, it's taking probably about an hour and a half because we're really getting deep in it. Okay. So the good part is that you're doing a bunch of buyer consultations. So you're getting really good at those. The bad part is while you're doing those buyer consultations, you're not actually lead generating, finding the people that are qualified today. And so, again, it's how you're managing that pipeline, but then managing the business you have that's going to allow you to be able to close business. It's great that you're doing, the buyer consultations, but are you really spending your time today on the money making activities today? Because what happens, 30 days go by and you don't have any closings, but you've sat with 15 people, and there's nothing. You don't even have anything going on for next month because we're just sitting with everybody. It's easy to get to that point, but you want to make sure that you're sitting with the people that are, this way you can maximize your effectiveness. You're sitting with the people that are pre-qualified today, and you're putting everybody else in a pipeline management system to where you can follow up with them effectively. All right. Number 5, are you maximizing the 3 L's, the leads, the listings, and leverage? Gary Keller talks about that all the time. If you don't have enough leads, you really don't have a business. Remember, he says this is a lead generation business, and real estate is just what we're selling on the back end. All right. Number 6, are you building your business both online and offline? You really can't just do one or the other, especially in my opinion. I get a lot of leads from an online perspective because we, took the trainings that we had here, and then I've researched a lot of things as far as from an online perspective. But then let's talk offline. Just today, we had, I think, another 6 or 7, leads that came from people calling, our hotline numbers. As y'all know, we talk about Hotline America, right? Our hotline numbers for those properties because they either drove past or they seen them, in some other, locations, maybe a postcard or whatever that we might have sent out. I think it was 6 or 7 phone calls that we had today just on those properties, right? That's building your business both online and offline. So you're not missing anywhere. You're meeting your customers where you are. If you have those listings and you're not trying to maximize the effectiveness to meet your customers where they are, then okay, that may be your kink in your chain. Hey, I'm not getting any extra business from out of my listings. So what am I doing? All right, check that out, right? Number 7, attend local and national events and trainings. I know that Bold is coming up in a couple of weeks in our market center, okay? Bold is coming in our market center. And I will tell you, I almost did not sign up for the Bold because I was sitting back telling our team leader, I said, I'm too busy. I've got all this commercial stuff. I'm following up. I'm doing this. I'm working my business. And then I'm assisting from an operations standpoint on the residential side. I'm doing all these trainings. I'm doing these career growth initiatives. I'm doing all this stuff. I feel I'm almost kind of stretching myself in. And then I took a step back. And what made me think, and this was just last week, what made me think about how I cannot miss that bold. And you all know bold is an investment. It's not an expense because of what you get out of bold. And they talked about how this new bold is bold 2.0 that's going to help you out with your business by your data management and how you get more business. And it's so totally different than the bold that we've taken before. And I sat back and I thought about number 7 on our 10 core commitments. And I said, I cannot not be there because it says you attend local, national events and trainings. And bold is a serious training that only comes around a couple of times a year. And this is supposed to be a new bold that I can't have everybody else know it and I don't. And so I said, I got to be there. I don't care. I have to be there because if I'm going to commit to these 10 core commitments, I have to be there. And I signed up that night. And so I committed. So if you're going to be able to accelerate your business and you're in the growth of your business, then you've got to be there. You have to be there, right? So number 8, commit to personal development and productivity coaching. All right. What does that look like? Who are you talking to, to help you with your business? What are you reading? A good book? Are you spending all your time on Facebook laughing at all the posts? Are you really trying to figure out how do you really build on your business? If you're in growth mode, stay in growth mode. All right. And I'm not saying don't have any fun, but how do you really get into your zone to where, you're really building yourself? If you're brand new, you need to be in a productivity coaching program. You have to be in a productivity coaching program because if not, in my opinion, you're winging it. If you've never done this before, this is a new thing for you. Get inside of productivity coaching. Number 9, find a success or business partner. You got to check in daily. Have them check you quick. Oftentimes we say your business partner shouldn't be like your spouse or maybe somebody, like your upline or whatever from Profit Share. But I'll tell you, I got a few, success partners or accountability partners, as someone would say, and my wife is one of mine. Because I'll tell you, I don't like to put stuff inside of, I don't like it, but I'm really bad at updating stuff inside of Command and updating that pipeline. I'm bad at it. I try and I'm trying to figure out how do I get better at it in Egypt. But boy, she is on me. No, it needs to be in Command. She actually put it inside of my calendar and our team's calendar every single night and said, nope, between this time and this time, we're all updating Command. And she's checking in with me. She's that accountability partner that I have. Are you putting your stuff in there the way you're supposed to? Right? Is this business flowing the way it's supposed to from an operations standpoint? Sometimes you just got to have it. I don't care how frustrated I get sometimes with it, but you got to have that person to be able to hold you accountable for that. And just like it says right here, be here a year from now. This is your point. So as we're going into the fourth quarter, and again, we're going back to what is your kink inside of your chain in your business that's going to help you to accept. Be honest with yourself. Be honest. Here's my point A. I am not doing this, and this. So these are the results that I am getting or I'm not getting. So this is what I have to do. All right, well, let me go ahead and make those adjustments now if I plan on making sure that the fourth quarter is different than anything else that I have. There you go. All right. So again, that's what you want to be able to do to be able to gain momentum, but you got to be honest with yourself. All right. So those are the things that I wanted to be able to talk to everybody about, this evening. All right. Before we open it up for some questions, I want to really be able to make sure we were focused on this is the last week in September, the last week in the third quarter is before we hit the fourth quarter. So think through this. All right. Am I doing what I need to understand and learn Command? All right. Am I using the available documents and things that are available to me either in Keller Williams University or in Elite Business League, right? The website. All right. Number 3, what is the kink inside of my chain that I need to fix now so I can accelerate my results? Is it lead gen, lead follow-up, pipeline management, customer experience, profit share? Where is it? All right. and then going back through, let me try and dissect this a little bit more, and let me think about what's on those 10 core commitments to figure out what is it in my business that I may need to make some adjustments with. All right, so we're at that 7:30 mark right now. All right, so let me just kind of stop and let everybody kind of dissect, because I know I went fast on some of these things. But now I want you to think about this, all right, or think about now what questions, comments, concerns, emotional outbursts, whatever it is, or testimonies, great news stories that you may have happened this week. Remember, this is all for all of you. All right, so let me just kind of open it up for anything that anybody might want to say, because remember, let's share with everybody. All right, let me open it up. And if you want, you can put whatever you have in the chat as well. You may need to take yourself off mute as well. I see lots of people on this call. Any questions, comments, concerns, anything else? All right. Well, hey, I'm gonna take a silence as golden, as I guess I was able to deliver the message. But hey, if you do have any questions or anything like that, please feel free. Send me a text. I'll get to it. Not a problem. Because again, I'm here for you. I want to be able to help out people as much as possible. Hey, Rochelle, I see you just taking it all in. Whew, yeah, I know it is. Whew, don't worry, I recorded this. So you can go back and you can listen to it. But yeah, so again, this is all really for all of you. So let's make sure that we're working together, everybody. Because I really want to see how many people can make six figures, next year. I mean, this is really, really an incredible time to be in real estate. And with a lot of the competitive pressures that we have out there in the marketplace right now, we are poised to really do some great things, especially out here in the Columbia area. I'm just so flat out excited, but it's about having that momentum that I talked about before. All right. It really, really is. Just want to let everybody know what's going to be upcoming, and we're still trying to figure it out, me and some of the folks on the team, how we're going to bring just some more nuggets from social media aspect, as far as, helping folks, get a little bit better from, online lead generation from social media. So we're going to start incorporating some of those things as well in some of these calls, and then also to bringing on some of our partners as well. Some folks that I work with all the time that will be, kind of beneficial for folks, that it's not just here in South Carolina, but if, the folks that are in, Florida or Atlanta or California or some other places, so we want to make sure that the stuff that we're sharing really, anybody can take some of these nuggets away and be able to incorporate it. So just kind of more to come on that, but social media is a big deal. Why? Because at least 82% of the people start their home search online. But I want to make sure that people know that, again, just because you grab a lead off social media does not mean that that lead is going to convert. You've got to have an aggressive plan, as we talked about earlier, the lead follow-up. But again, we'll talk about that more about that and kind of calls to come. But I wanted to kind of plant that seed right now, so everybody earmarks these calls here on Tuesday evenings, and you get ready. And because I am ready to go straight and power through the fourth quarter, because again, 2020 is going to be an awesome year for everybody. All right. So with that, hey, I appreciate everybody and all that you do. So, hey, let's close out September strong. All right. Let's close it out strong. Make that commitment to yourself. All right. So take care, take charge. I'll see everybody at the top. Have a great one, everybody.